What's going on, everybody? If you love God,
hey.
love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. If you desire to leave your job this year, you're in the right place. And I don't have my microphone in the right place. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. Let's do a quick microphone check now that I got it in place. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, because my name is Derek Forston, and Shay and I, we teach people how to start their own independent living facility. That's right. We teach you how to walk off your job if that's something you want to do. Now, we're not going to cuss out everybody and turn over desk and act a fool, but we're going to pick a date. And we're going to tell God about it. You're going to get some good coaching from us. And we're going to show you guys how to take a single family property and take people from homeless to hopeful, if that's what you desire. And again, my name is Derek Forston. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing. So that's my personal independent living facility. But I'm also the co-founder with my wife and I of Forston Consultants. And that's where we show people just like you all, regular, everyday people, how you take, again, a single family residence, or a duplex or a quadplex or eightplex or a mobile home, and take people from homeless to hopeful. They tell people who you are and what you do in this model.
Listen, so I'm Shanya Shea Forston, president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, consultant here at Forston Consultants. And I do the same exact thing, but I do it from the nonprofit model. Okay. I have a nonprofit organization by the name of the Angela Denise Foundation, and we take women that have been through domestic violence, human sex trafficking, the everyday working individuals. Some of our women have mental health diagnoses. And again, we house them and allow them to foster community and again, build bigger and better for themselves, their personal lives, and being able to kind of just step back into society. So that's who I am. That's what I do. I'm excited about it. Derek, the Know Before You Go nonprofit course has been released to all of our ILF Mastery Blueprint members. Remember, we normally give you everything for free, but this is something that we are definitely requesting your donation towards, as it will help to fund some things that the Angela Denise Foundation is doing this year for our residents. So super excited about that. All of our IMB family received it via text message. On Monday, it goes live to the public at the really regular asking price. So get the information to Know Before You Go nonprofit, right? If that is something that you are intrigued about, something that is interesting, or you're interested in, you definitely want to join, get that course. That information, Derek, is so good. My virtual assistant watched it. He also was like, Shay, I was able to take so much information and now implement it with my other clients that I work with as nonprofit founders to help them better navigate the space of nonprofit. So super excited about that course, excited to see what it does and how other people, take that information and run. But ultimately, Derek, I am just a nonprofit founder that utilizes the ILF model, which is the independent living facility model that you so graciously consulted me on.
Oh,
and I just turned it, instead of doing it for profit, I did it through a nonprofit structure. So that's who I am. I'm excited to always be here. Katara, I am going to be on the phone with you today sometime so we can get to planning. So Derek, talk about it. What's
absolutely.
August 2nd?
So we're super excited. We're super excited. We're going to be in South Carolina, guys, on August the 2nd. So we're putting things together. The way to pay and sign up and all of that stuff, that's coming. I'm seeing a lot of that inside of the ILF Academy and other places that we've been posting it. So just kind of hold your horses for right now. But that event is going to be August the 2nd. And probably within the next 2 weeks or so, we'll have a website and the ways to sign up and pay and all of that good stuff. And as you guys know, man, it's going to be absolutely great. We're kind of coming with a new theme, you all.
Right.
And this new theme hadn't even been really told to Katara yet. So we've kind of already talked about it. But this new theme and the way that we're doing now in terms of how we're going city to city, we're actually going to cities of where we've already launched people at that are doing really well at it.
Right.
So a lot of you guys have been around us for a long time. You guys remember even around COVID time, right before COVID hit, we were on I think it was like a 20 city tour.
Yeah.
And we were going city to city, state to state. And then bam, this thing called COVID came around.
So
we had to stop it. That's what kind of launched and bursted our online business through the roof. COVID came and changed a lot of stuff.
Right.
And if you're in any kind of business, you can agree that when you were in business, no matter what you did, when COVID came, it changed the way you did business. Fast forward now, we're getting back into starting to travel, and Katara's kind of the first stop. So
correct.
Shay's got a whole name and a whole branding. So Katara, even the thing that she texted you the other day, Questions with Derek and Shay, it ain't called that.
No,
right? So it's this whole thing now where we're going to be coming
to
the city of the people. And remember, guys, our culture right now is in 39 states.
Correct.
So if you love God, love people, and love real estate, South Carolina, you guys got next, and it's August 2nd. And Shay will continue to talk about the theme and what we're doing with that.
So the theme is really highlighting not so much us, although we are there to talk and speak on the independent living facility setup, how you can get started. But ultimately, it is to show individuals. It's great when you hear it from us, but it is to literally spotlight those that are successful independent living facility owners and operators in that specific city. What greater way than to see something in action than to constantly hear us talking about it. We show our stuff all the time. Like we're showing the nonprofit side of it. We're showing the for-profit side of it. But what happens when Katara now takes stage and she's having a conversation about her journey in the process? And then we tap in and talk about the process and how others can be just like Katara.
Absolutely.
So it's showing
proof of concept, POC.
So this whole thing is it's not our average Forston Consultants conference. We're actually going to be remodeling that some too, because we want to now start really establishing things that highlight our success, not our joint success as a family in the ILF model. So super excited about it. Katara, I will be getting with you today. Probably if you're available after this live, let's jump on a call so that you can get an understanding of what we're doing, what we need to look for, so that, we've got the dates. We just now need to set up, the location, and we've got tickets.
Oh, and Katara, by the way, you are speaking. Correct. Just in case if you don't know it. So guys, if you're a part of our 3-day challenge, man, Katara absolutely lit it up from all standpoints, right? Of just being real, being direct, being informational, and probably more importantly, being vulnerable, right? A lot of you guys hear me spill her story on this stage, but it's nothing like hearing it from the actual person. So Katara, I'm gonna give you some homework even right now today. And looking for you got an assistant. So when you get with Gab, either on Monday or even through the weekend, I want you guys to start building a PowerPoint of some of your places, maybe even some of your people. But I also, again, remember what Shay said. This ain't all about Derek and Shay.
Correct.
Yes, we coming to teach and talk and do all of that. But the highlight is actually going to be Katara.
Yeah.
We want to show people that everybody that's showing up was just like Katara. With one day, you had a thought to do this. And if you remember, our last year's kind of title and theme for our conference was from idea to implementation. And Katara's living that dream now. Yeah. So again, if you want a different forum right now to where you can only kind of hear us, make sure you come over to YouTube. And that's at Forston Consultants. There's a lot of people joining TikTok, Instagram, and other places. If you can only hear me, if you only on the radio, you can only hear me, and you can come to Forston Consultants on YouTube. Shay spent a lot of time on this beautiful studio, and I want y'all to see it. So again, this TikTok is great, Instagram is great, Chatter is great, Clubhouse is great, but we would love to draw you guys to the YouTube channel. And that's one more time at Forston Consultants, Forston Consultants. And when you get here, let me know. Okay. Yeah. So again, South Carolina, you got next. As you saw in the chat, Katara said, let's not only show up, but let's show out. So, and a lot of you all that are following Katara that are in South Carolina, guys, POC, proof of concept, or proof in the pudding. Katara is the pudding, y'all, and the proof is pouring all out of her bowl. So we want to show you guys that only Derek and Shay are good at this. What about the people we taught this to?
Correct.
I always tell you guys, it's great to hear me and Shay, but boy, Shay, it is nothing like talking to somebody that we've poured into, and they now are just as good or better than us at it. Back on you, Michelle.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. And this is again, the topic of today's room is resign from your job in 90 days.
Okay.
Right? Katara spoke so clearly about she may not have to resign from all of her jobs in 90 days, but we've got news.
All of them, Shay? What do you mean by all of them? She has more than one?
And I'm not going to spill all her beans because that's going to be a part of what she's going to share.
That's in your story, sis.
You know, by the time we get to this event, she may be completely unemployed on purpose. By the time we get to this event, because I know some of the conversations that we've been having and we've been hearing little murmurings, and that's close to the end of summer. So we'll get to hear that information. You all will get to hear that information. Super excited about South Carolina. Man, I'm really excited to see those that are interested, because so many people have shown interest. So many people are constantly asking questions about where, when, how can they get their tickets. I know this is super last minute for us. We normally do things in 3-month spurts where we give people 3 months to kind of get it together and get ready to be in the building.
Sometimes it's shorter, so this is actually a lot of time. Sometimes y'all, I think of something, say, hey guys, can we do it in 2 weeks? But this one, we're going to give you guys time.
Right.
So absolutely.
Preferably the landing page and everything could be done by Tuesday, I'm hoping, so that we can get at least the ticket sales and everything available.
And Katara, our other guy, and I'm drawing a blank right now, Harry, if you hear, shout me out. You are also to highlight Harry, Katara, because you're a big part of his success.
Right.
Because Shay's got a big plan about that whole HRA, which is what you're doing. And I'll just kind of spill it a little bit. The HRA is going to be a part of the VIP ticket, right? And I'll go into that much later. But you are a big reason. God and Katara are a big reason why Harry today is successful. Let me rewind that because somebody going to miss it. God, our coaching, but Katara is one of the main reasons why Mr. Harry, who's also in South Carolina, doing really well. And we're all family. So you are to also highlight what you've done there and the impact you've made in his company as well. Harry, if you hear, shout me out, big bro. Make sense, sis? Okay.
Yeah, and I love that. So like I said, I'm excited. This is a new the way we're doing this is very different, very new. But I'm excited that it's not just about us, Derek. A lot of times, you know, people get stuck in being the coach and always in front of everybody. And that's not it. We want people to see the success because we get a lot of questions and a lot of people, you know, that think this is not a lucrative option for housing. And they don't realize that this is a true model. It's a true housing model that is very successful. And we've seen so many people take a lot of people from homeless to hopeful and be successful in their community by supporting their community and also showing their community that there is a way to navigate the part of the homelessness crisis. So super excited about that. Katara will be talking today. Yep. We've already kind of decided what we're going to do in regards to our travel.
Yeah.
And
we love the way that we've kind of rebranded it, just like literally like 20 minutes from the time we text you, Katara. We text you one thing and then bam, God gave Shay a download and the whole thing switched, which in my opinion is going to make it better.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the next cities to come. Right.
Yeah,
so I've already kind of leaked out probably who's next, probably North Carolina, Atlanta, and there's a few more places behind Oklahoma, Tiffany.
Yes.
So there's a lot of different places that we have on the map. So, but also excuse my manners. I'm super rude. If you guys are new to us and you don't really know Shay and now, you just found me on TikTok, whatever, shout me out in the chat and just type in the word new. I feel kind of bad. Usually we say that in the beginning. Know how when you go to church, y'all, and they say any first time people coming here and they greet everybody, we kind of like to do that. So shame on me, y'all. Who's new to Shay and I? And when I mean new, within the last 30 days, you just discovered us. Some of y'all in the last 3 hours. My TikTok page is going crazy. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but I appreciate it. But let me know in the chat right now if you're completely new to us. Because I never want to just take for granted you all just know me and Shay. So I see one person, and that looks like North Carolina.
Welcome.
Baylo, and I'm probably saying it wrong, so I'm sorry. Kayla, Katara spoke highly of you, so I'm here. I love that. Thank you, Katara. And now she's just like us, Kayla. So, Kayla, are you also in South Carolina? Mr. Barnett's new. You feel like family now, bro. So you actually kind of not new. Right. Hey, Barnett, you came in through other family means, so you felt like family actually from day one. And that's how Kayla is now. Kayla came through Katara, so starting today, she gonna feel like family, right? So anybody else that's completely new to us, because if not, I'm going to just jump into some stuff. But even for Kayla, I'm going to pretend that Katara didn't tell Kayla nothing about us.
Right.
Because there's nothing like getting it from the horse's mouth. So let me pretend that all of y'all just got here. And again, if you're on any other forum where you can only hear me, come to YouTube. Look at all this niceness that Shay put together, including the seats, the microphones, the lamp in the background. My favorite, which is this globe. I've been infatuated with globes, y'all, since I was probably 3 years old, before I knew what a globe, a city or state or a continent was. I just always liked globes. These nice tables, even the coffee mugs that we're drinking out of, which are digitized.
Keep it hot.
Right? So she's even got this thing that says Saturday. You probably can't see it, but please come to YouTube at Forston Consultants. But watch this for my new people. And again, I'm seeing North Carolina. That's why we going there next, Shay. We got family actually in Charlotte. So Chandra, if you're here, shout me out. That's my cousin. My auntie Betty. Got a lot of folks over there, but watch this. I'm Derek, that's Shay. And to make a long story short, and I'll show pictures later, I was a social worker, begging God to get into something just like what we're talking about today. In fact, I'll bring up some pictures now. But for 9 years, y'all, I was a social worker, begging God to get into something where I can help change people's lives. But I'll admit it, y'all, I also wanted to get into something where I could make a bunch of money. Right. Like, I don't hide that. One thing about me, I am not trying to hide that I'm trying to make a bunch of money, but I also want to do God's will at the same time, and I want to help people.
Yep.
So if you're completely new to us, you don't understand that one of the things that we love to do is help people, do God's will, be respected by the community, but also make a bunch of money doing it. So one of the first questions I'm gonna answer, and I usually I talk about the rats and roaches things first. I'm gonna start with this actually. There's a family, Richardson family, asked me, well, Derek, what kind of house can I do this in? Because when I first found you on TikTok, bro, I thought you was in a big 50-unit building doing this.
No.
And I'm not.
No.
Guys, this house right here is in Valdosta, Georgia. This was a 2-bed, 1-bath. Yeah. So this is what I mean when I tell you, I don't care how big it is. I'm coaching people right now that are getting mobile homes, manufactured homes, Shay, and they're 1-bed, 1-bath.
Exactly.
That's actually been my dream for a long time. Now, right here is where I talk about some of my bougier people. Or if your finances allow you, can you imagine getting a 7-bedroom house with 5 bathrooms in it? And Shay, you know our motto is 2 people per room.
Correct.
So now we're talking 14 people. But under my coaching, I'll admit, I wouldn't want you to put 14 people in that place.
Right.
For those rooms for me under my coaching, not that you have to, but I'm going to encourage them to do 4 rooms as just private. Mm-hmm. The other 3, now we do 2 people per room in there. So that's kind of how I would do it. But the reason why I also love this model, because it's so flexible. Mr. Darren, can you imagine doing God's will, helping people, being respected by your community while you doing it?
Right.
And the reason why I say that, again, in case if you new to us, I jokingly say this, y'all, but I was a nobody 8 years ago. Nobody knew me. Nobody cared about Derek. Yes, God loved me. Shay loved me, and I got a family. But y'all all get what I'm talking about. Mr. Darren, nobody knew me, bro. I wasn't making an impact in my community.
Right,
but because of what this thing is now, and the longer you are around us, I'm explaining that forget about Derek, not because I'm so special or Shay is so special. It's the love of God in us and what this housing model does for my city.
Right.
This housing is so powerful, y'all, that some of the people I do business with, they don't even know Derek. They only know second chance housing. And again, that's my program that takes people from homeless to hopeful.
Yeah.
Now, in my city where I live at, Shay, my city screams for the military veterans. They scream for help for the elderly and the seniors.
Right.
So when you hear us talk about this, there's all kinds of different models and populations. Here's a house in Warner Robins, Georgia. Shay bought this house over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Watch this, y'all. That is not an ILF.
Sure ain't.
I only show this house to give you an example that Shay and I are on the both sides of real estate. We also house a mom, dad, and 3 kids. But that's not our favorite model.
Right.
Shay, go ahead.
But even in this model, what people don't realize is that, like, see, people ask us all the time, can I do this in a different state? And than what I live in. Correct. So we tell you typically, no, not unless you have boots on the ground. But like for us, what does
boots on the ground mean for anybody that's new?
Okay, so boots on the ground, not boots on the ground, not where them fans at. I just thought about that. That's the boots on the, that's the song, right? But no, for us, boots on the ground is anyone that can literally replicate you. Be the face of your ILF, be the hands-on, the constant communication for case managers, social workers, other community partners that you're going to work with. In this instance, like prime example, this particular house, although we are housing a family, our boots on the ground, and people wouldn't believe this, is a realtor.
Yep.
Right?
And property management
company that has been so connected to us that she knows the model. And guess what? If we wanted to transition this home into an ILF model, we have the perfect,
which we kind of want to do.
Right? She's aware of how we run our businesses and knows how to run the ILF model now, just from being attached to us over the last 4 or 5 years since having this property, that she can actually run this ILF model for us and be successful. So I just wanted to share that, because a lot of people ask that question, and we don't say, we say, don't let that be your first house.
Right.
Right. Don't let the house in 3 states or 4 states over be the first ILF that you operate, because
we want to be in your backyard.
So because you need to know how to manage it. So that way you can replicate yourself and have somebody else now know how to manage an additional property that you're not in the area of or near to. So I just wanted to share that, Derek. Go for it.
Absolutely. So again, I only show this property to show you guys that Shay and I are on both sides of that fence, y'all. Mm-hmm. But I'll admit, God bless me if this lady lose her job or if her husband get laid off, right? That's just life. But what happens if I take this same model and put 6 people in it that I don't depend on getting up to go to work in the morning? That's why we love this ILF model, guys. One more time, this house is a house that Shay and I house a mom, dad, and kids. Absolutely. If mom loses her job, dad gets laid off, God bless me, because I ain't getting no money, because they got to feed their family, and they going to pay their light bill, and they going to pay that water bill, Shay.
And they'll forget about
As the landlord, I'm getting nothing. But in this same 3-bed, 2-bath home, I can take 6 military veterans from homeless to hopeful, and they all pay rent. So I'm not depending on one set of income to make this thing happen.
Right.
And right here, y'all, is what I always say. Guys, I got big ones. I have little ones. I have many size ones, but this is my favorite. This is that 4-bed, 2-bath. And the reason why I say that, Shay, because it's just most manageable. And Shay, even before I go any further, can you tell the people what's the size of your latest one that you actually bought it, you fixed and flipped it back to yourself, and you house women? How many bedrooms it started with? How many you have now?
Right. So I started the property as it was a 4-3. We converted the formal dining room into a 5th bedroom.
Okay.
So now it is a 5-3.
Okay.
And that is a full 3, not a 3.
So more rooms, you can help more people, nothing. Sounds like.
Correct. So I'm able to now I can possibly take 10 women from homeless to hopeful. That is not the current model. And I am full at this location. So right now, and that's with 7 women. So I have 2 shared rooms and the rest all private.
Okay.
Right. And in that I have different models. So like I have a private suite, which is a private room with an ensuite. And then I have the other two privates are private rooms, and they share a common bath. And then I have the the shared suite, which is my master bedroom. There's two there, and they have their own ensuite. And then, like I said, the other shared room shares the additional restroom.
Good stuff.
The shared room. So again, you've got, it's, if you think about it, 4 women to 1 bathroom, not a bad makeup. So that's how I look at it for when I house women, right? I've had an opportunity to have over 7 women in a house sharing 2 bathrooms, and they were younger women. So that was quite interesting to see, to say the least. But again, they make it work.
Gotcha.
Right? They make it work. But yeah, super good. The ladies are amazing. And it's just amazing to do, right? You get to see people thrive. You get to see people reacclimate in society. You get to see people grow and foster new types of relationships in this model. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
So I love it. So notice how I just snuck that in there, you all, because again, most of y'all are going to be just like Shay and I, right? You're going to start out renting or leasing these places, because to me, guys, that's the biggest cheat code about this whole model, that I can lease or I can rent even that mobile home. Make sense, everybody? So as a social worker, me back in the day making $28,000 a year, I couldn't figure out like how to buy a house. Now today, through coaching and just time, I've learned creative financing. I learned about hard money. But most of you all are going to be able to rent and lease, and then you will grow into buying. 5 of y'all type in the chat, I want to grow into buying eventually. Can 5 of y'all type that? I hope 50 of y'all type it, but can 5 people in faith say, Derek, I want to grow into that? Now, I also want to go back now and show you guys a little bit of what I start out with. So here is me as that social worker begging God to change my life, begging God to get into something like this. And again, if you're on TikTok, come to Forster Consultants on our YouTube channel. Here is me working 9 years, begging God to change my life. Look at me. I'm the founder now of Second Chance Housing. I'm now the expert independent living facility. But before all of this stuff, before being an advisory board and being on multiple boards, the Kissimmee Fact Team, I see all of these things. Guys, I was just like y'all dreaming to get into this. But here go my story. This is what I saw. And I'm going to tell this story really fast today, right? Because normally I'll take 2 hours this story. Y'all, I saw people, as particularly this one lady who I was referring to as a social worker, guys, that she was making $41,000 housing people in rats and in roaches and in filth and in squalor. Now, I often tell people that when we get to this part, if this don't break your heart, you on the wrong YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Because how dare you make $41,000 a month and you house people in these conditions? And y'all, I'm not telling you something that this girl just told me. Yeah. She took her phone out and says, Derek, let me show you what I make doing this. And y'all, she scrolled month for month. And there was never a month where she showed me that she made less than $41,000 a month.
Hold right there.
Now I'm gonna pause because here's another question I often ask.
Let it breathe.
If y'all made $41,000 a month, would that change your life a little bit? Can just 3 of y'all respond to that? If you made 41 grand a month, would that change your life a little bit? But also I gotta ask this question: would you house them in rats and roaches?
Wow.
Would you house them with no pillows, no sheets, no comforter? Would you house them where the actual beds are on the floor? No bed rails. Like, how could you house people in that shade, walking into my hospital with your red bottom shoes on, making 41 grand a month? How can you sleep at night like that?
Crazy thing about it, Derek, is this is what it had come to, right? In a lot of different areas, and it's currently still that way. There are a lot of people that are housing people in deplorable conditions. There are a lot of people that take pride in knowing that, hey, they think that they're doing something well, until Katara shows up in their neighborhood. And Katara now becomes the best thing since sliced bread for these organizations. And they no longer deal with little Miss, what you want to call it? Miss Red Bottoms, right? They don't. And what people don't realize is that you've got to stay consistent in what you're doing, and it has to look well the whole time.
Yeah.
Because if not, what's going to end up happening is you're going to lose all access to all of your clients, because they're going to see Katara come in, housing people in great conditions, caring for these individuals, loving these individuals past where they're at. And they're going to say, oh, wait a minute, Miss Red Bottom, we don't need you no more. We good on you. Like, no, we found a new thing. And when you're consistent in that and you're constantly, it's going to force you to grow. It's going to force you to have to get more houses. It's going to force you to just continue to do the good work, because again, other people are watching as you are doing what you do.
Yeah. People ask me all the time, well, Derek, what happened to that girl when you came along? She ran herself out of business. Like, I didn't have to do it. Yeah. Guys, you don't have to be this big 5-star Taj Mahal to be better than somebody that's housing people in rats and roaches.
Yeah.
And for the Wells family and for my big brother, Mr. Darren, when people ask me, well, Darren, what was the straw that broke the camel's back and you just had to get into it?
Oh, my God.
When I took a Saturday just like today, when people refused to show me what this was, guys, I went and saw all of these different places that I thought was group homes. But what I soon found out that none of these people had licensed group homes. They were just renting rooms to people.
Exactly what they were.
And that's when I found out through 1,000 phone calls, just like most of y'all, and y'all talking to the wrong people. I talked to so many different agencies until one guy finally said, Derek, man, you sound like you want to house people, but you don't want a license. Says, Derek, man, you just want to rent rooms to people then. These are not group homes, and you don't need a license for that, Derek. Right. And y'all, that blew my mind. But even before I finished that story, as I was going to these places, I saw a lady sleeping on the kitchen floor, y'all. And she was paying $750 a month. And she was sleeping on a 3-inch mat about 3 feet long.
Look at this. Look at what Shoshana just put in the chat. Derek, you are not lying. I just saw on Facebook this guy's house had tents and prison cots inside his home. Not beds.
Wow.
But tents and cots, and had the nerve to offer that as a solution.
So again, y'all.
Wait, just hold on for a second. Because like she said, this person is boasting in what they're doing, because he's offering this as a solution. Are we serious right now? What happened to providing somebody with dignity? What happens to making sure somebody feels like, what does that make them feel like? Because they have a roof now, but they're still in a tent and on a cot? If that's the case, they might as well just stay in the backyard.
I'm telling you, man. So you guys have so much opportunity.
Disgusting.
And because so many people do this the wrong way, because I don't care where you guys live. In fact, I do care for the purposes of y'all listing it. But watch this. I don't care where you live at. There's people in your city right now that do this.
Exactly this.
But they're doing it the wrong way. So when you start it, first of all, your prayer is that, God, can you shine a light on what we're doing? Not that you got to go out and bash other people, because one thing about me, y'all, I never had to bash nobody else. The proof was in the pudding.
Yeah.
POC is what we live by, proof of concept. And once people find out what we offer, game over. And that's how we're taking over cities now. And I live in Florida, Central Florida. I can't live in Georgia. I can't live in Virginia. I can't live in Denver, Colorado. That's why we teach it today. Yeah. And that's why I'm so proud of our coaching. And we give all the credit to God, because we are in now 39 states. Shay and I oversee over 480 ILFs throughout 39 states. Who's next?
That's the part.
Are you guys next? That's why we're going to South Carolina August 2nd, because we're trying to find other like-minded people that think it's absolutely crazy to put a lady on the kitchen floor. Who think it's crazy to put a lady on the kitchen floor?
Yeah.
Who think it's crazy to put your grandmother on the kitchen floor and charge her $750 to do it? I'm moving on with this story. And lucky for a lot of you all, this is what I like to talk about, and I don't know how to show this slide that much, but when God gave me this vision, y'all, Shay'll tell you, I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep until I got it. So I lost 60 pounds, y'all, trying to figure this thing out. And now I teach it to most of y'all in a session, right? But in terms of what people hid from me, how many of you all, by raise of hands or just typing the word me in the chat, how many of y'all felt like you were trying to learn something, whether it was this or not, but you felt like people were hiding it from you, gatekeeping it? One thing about us, Shay, I truly believe the biggest blessing to our family is because we share it.
Oh, absolutely.
So many people gatekeep this thing and hide it. And yes, I got coaching. Yes, I got DIYs and all kinds of stuff that you can buy. Yeah. But I also coach it 3 days a week for free right here on YouTube. So we got something for everybody. The one-on-one coaching is called the ILF Mastery Blueprint. That means the 60 pounds I lost, the lawsuits, the multiple lawsuits I went through, the Channel 8 News. Yeah. Guys, y'all don't go through that because I already did. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense, Shay? Like, and then when we snatched Shay from corporate America, because she finna tell you now, Shay didn't know what this was. No clue. Shay had a great job in corporate America. And to God said, Derek, I'm finna make you real busy. You need help. Yeah. And that's why I gave you Shay. Go ahead, Shay.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, you said it. There's no other better way to say it.
Trying to get this thing to make sure that y'all don't make a mistake. And now today, we make it look like this. Absolutely. Go ahead, Shay.
No, you good. I wanted to go to a comment that came in, and I want to put some explanation behind this. I think this is a good talking point about what is aesthetically appropriate. Yeah. So Cammie said, I'm seeing a lot of people using bunk beds. How much dignity is that offering someone who's a re-entering citizen? So it can have a bad connotation to it when it's not done correctly. What a lot of people fail to realize is most homeless shelters utilize a bunk bed model, right? When you are doing this, go online and look at bunk beds. There are some snazzy bunk beds. So if you're going to do the bunk bed model, again, you're not putting 2 sets of bunk beds in a room. You know, you want to make sure that people aren't stacked up on top of each other. Yeah. How are you setting them up? What does it look like? Does it provide some dignity? So I say that to say this. Not that we're against it. It's how it is done.
Yeah, and I'm gonna speak on it as well. Yeah.
It is how it is done. And a lot of people don't do it the correct way. And that's what makes it look and feel inappropriate. Some cities, some states, this is a natural occurrence, right? This is something that is not frowned upon because of the need for more housing. So I hate to say it. It just has to be done correctly. If you are going to do the bunk bed model, you know, we would be ones that tell you first and foremost, you got to make sure the room's appropriate. We're going to walk through that whole process, and we're going to be like, you're not putting them in, you know, the 2-year-old, the brother and sister bunk bed. We ain't doing that, right? So Derek, go ahead and speak on it.
So my take on the bunk bed model is this, right? I personally don't do it.
Right, we don't do it. Yeah.
I just don't do it, right? But I'll admit I'm not against it, but it's got to be done the right way. I've seen some bunk bed model styles that I'm against. Absolutely. I've seen rooms where there's 2 and 3 sets of bunk beds. Terrible. So now we're talking 2, 4, 6, like sets, and now count the people. To me, that's just, you know, I'm not for it. Right. But I do know that there's certain areas. Prime example, I live in Florida. Down south of me, they specialize in that, and it's accepted. Yeah. Prime example, a lot of my coaching clients have been asking me this week, Derek, what's your take on bunk beds? And I'll admit, my answer is this. What does your city think of it? What is the social workers and case managers that you are working with? What's their thoughts on it? Because I also want to cater to them. If they think bunk beds are crummy and it's this womp thing, I'm probably not going to do that. Remember, I'm looking to bring change. Exactly. When I told my whole city that I was going to change the trajectory of how homeless people are viewed and how they live, I told them I was bringing change. They did not expect bunk beds. But also what Shay just told you, a lot of the homeless shelters is bunk bed style.
Yeah.
Because again, when we're taking people from homeless to hopeful, you kind of sort of got to not be picky about how we're doing that. But that cot stuff, and I don't even know what a cot is on thing, in tent, in a house, we ain't doing that.
Right.
Right? I can go and get a bed from Amazon, those platform beds that we really believe in now for $30. And now I need a mattress. So again, I'm personally not doing it, but I'll admit I'm not against the bunk bed model once I see it and it's appropriate. Because if that room too small and we gotta walk sideways to get in the bed, ain't doing it. If it's too many people in the room and we're fighting, ain't doing it.
Right.
If it cosmetically don't look good, we ain't doing it. But if your room is so big that you want some bunk beds because the other side of the room is real big, you got workout equipment and they got computers, and there's a nice way to do it.
Right.
So one more time, just to hear it from Derek, we don't do it, but we're not against it as long as it's done the right way with the appropriate space.
Yeah.
We're not going to be sardines in a can either. Make sense? I also don't want my beds back to back. Right? So again, we want space, guys. But at the end of the day, remember, we're taking people from homeless to hopeful. So let's not get super picky, but I'll be that gummed if we're going to have people in rats and roaches and in filth and in squalor and cots and tents inside of a house. We're not doing that.
Right.
Understood, everybody? 5 of y'all type in the chat, understood, Derek.
Exactly.
Now, if you don't agree, I would love to see who doesn't agree with that model. Let me know. Y'all want to know.
So David Barnett said, I think of bunk beds, I think of jail setting. I want my clients to think and feel better about their living conditions. Right. And this is everybody's understanding, right? I had a young lady that I was consulting in South Florida. And she did utilize the bed bottom, and she already had housing. So she was already doing this from a nonprofit standpoint. And she was utilizing the bunk bed model. After seeing it, I understood how and why. But it wasn't your average bunk beds. Okay.
What?
So it was not your average bunk bed setup. It was the bunk bed style. But it was that the bed was on top, at the top, and underneath everybody had a workstation. Mm-hmm. So they did not, it wasn't like a 2-bed situation. The bed was just like a loft style bed. And underneath they had a desk, they had their dresser, they had all of their things, but there was like in one room was the master, I believe. There, it was set up as bunk bed. So it was actual bunk beds, but the bottom was a full-size bed. The top was a twin, but the twin was for a lady, and that was considered her emergency bed. And she took in a lady that had a teen. The teen was like 17, 18. So that's what that looked like in that situation. So I didn't give a lot of pushback, because the setup to me was right and it was appropriate.
I'm gonna tell you another setup that I've approved of as a coach. I had a gentleman I was coaching, still coaching actually. He had a room that was so large, and some of y'all hear me talk about. I have rooms that are like that. And you can put 4 and 5 beds in it. But the way that he did it was actually genius, and it kind of contradicts something I said 2 minutes ago. Yeah. So he had 2 sets of bunk beds in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 people in one room. But y'all, this room was so large. The other side of it, everybody had their own desk and computer. But watch this too. Let me give y'all some free coaching. So if you got a pen and paper, watch this. And as soon as I say it, I want 5 of y'all to type in the chat, wow, Derek, that makes sense. I didn't think of it that way. Or if you still disagree, I want you to say it. This is not everything Derek says goes.
Right.
No. Let's be interactive. But here's some great coaching, in my opinion, and a lot of my people take it. One of my biggest reasons why I do like bunk bed, Shay, because I can get more people, but also charge less and still make more money. Ooh. Let me slow it down. The bunk bed model allows me to charge a lower fee, but still make more money because the number of beds. Prime example.
And that's why people
I'm like $740 to $800 per bed. So even that picture that you see on screen right now of those 2 beds, for me, that is $1,600 a room. But what if I'm doing the bunk bed model with bunk bed, bunk bed, bunk bed, bunk bed? I'm not now 800. So guess what? My social workers love me for that. The social worker said, wow, Derek, you a genius, bro. You got more people in this room. You charged a lower fee, but you still actually make more money. Can 5 of y'all just put in the chat, wow, bro, like I never looked at it like that.
They're saying it.
And that's where, when I first told y'all that I don't do it, but I'm not against it, that's one of my main reasons I'm not. Yeah. Because what if you in the city that they can't afford your 700?
What happens?
But your room's so big, you can put double sets of twin beds in it, and now you're 500. You just killed the whole game. You're lower, you're cheaper, and you're still nice. Because if I'm showing y'all pictures right now,
I think they weren't even
unsure. You remember those bunk beds you found that it was a queen on top and a full on the bottom? No, full on top, queen on the bottom. So these are not only just twins. It was genius to me. You can charge less money, Tia, and still make more money because of how many beds you got.
And again, the aesthetic
to me is genius.
All about the aesthetic.
I just still don't do it.
Yeah, me neither. Like,
until maybe the next room that I get like that. And I'll admit, y'all, when I do this, I'm going to be like my brother, the couple I'm coaching right now, you and I. From Ohio.
You John Negro?
No, I'm drawing the blank. They're right next to a school. It is perfect. They're across the street from a college.
Yes. I know who. I can't think of the name. I know
the Madeline and AJ.
There we go.
The Madeline and AJ, if you guys are here, shout me out. You guys are the epitome of what I'm talking about. These college kids are used to living in bunk bed style. Come on, y'all. And mommy, who's paying that fee, will love to pay your $500 versus your $750. And she don't mind that Johnny's in a bunk bed because he there to get an education, not sleep in that bed.
Or bring other people to
sleep
in bed.
So guys, don't forget too what we're doing. We're taking people from homeless to hopeful, and you only sleep 8 hours a day. So let's don't get so caught up on the room accommodations either, right? So again, one more time, put in the chat, and I see a lot of it already. If you kind of agree and like that style of being able to help more people, charge a lower fee and make more money.
So to answer Cammie, exactly, this is exactly what we're explaining now. The demographic does matter. You're not expecting an 80-year-old to get
absolutely
unrealistic. Like that is unrealistic.
That college kid, he don't care nothing about no bunk bed.
Right. So it's gonna also be the demographics. You're not gonna have married couples, because Angela's doing something a little different. Elderly married couples. What are we doing? No, it's always gonna be about the demographic. What area you in, what that area is calling for, what's the demographic that you're seeing for housing. And that's how you will make that decision. But again, This is not something that we personally
I love this today because this is one of those topics where everybody's kind of not going to kind of agree.
Right.
And I'll admit, I'm kind of in the middle, but I still don't do it. But if I was by a college, my mind probably would be completely different.
And that's why I said, go online. I want y'all to do me a favor. If you have another device, if you're on whatever, however you're watching us, if you're streaming us on your TV, take your phone and Google some bunk beds.
Google bunk bed luxury. Tia Johnson, luxury bunk bed sets.
I just want people to take a minute and do that.
And my next walkthrough, in fact, when I go back to either that house or one of mine that's really big, I'm going to go live and I'm going to show you guys an example. In fact, Shay, at Owasso right now.
Correct. That back.
I got a house right now, guys, and I'll admit I changed it. There go my boy AJ. AJ, did you just catch the last thing we talked about, big bro? I knew y'all was gonna be here. You guys are a perfect example of that model we just talked about. But watch this, y'all.
I'm actually fine with
I got an ILF right now that when I first got it and took it over, and that's a whole story, it was 3 beds in the one room. When you first walk in, it was a bunk bed set. It was an older gentleman on the bottom and a younger, what we call in Florida, a jitterbug at the top, a young cat. The other side had another older military veteran. That's now 3 people in that room.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'll admit, that room is so big, I can put 2 sets of bunk beds in it, house 4 people, and still put a desk and a computer in it.
Yeah,
and they still got room to move around. So now everybody in that room don't pay my $800 because they're in bunk beds. Why would they? And when you explain that to your tenant, hey, sir, I got a bunk bed model. Instead of paying $800, these rooms are $575.
And that
he gonna go for that all day long because he want to buy cigarettes, his coffee. He got a girlfriend. He want to buy some fake perfume for.
Not fake.
So y'all don't understand this, and that's why I love this question. How do we get into this? Who brought up this? Thank you.
I can't remember.
This was great. I love this. So, thank you to whoever brought up this bunk bed thing. But as Shay continues to talk, just for my new people, I'm going to scroll through and just show y'all again how this started. But Shay, you keep talking.
Look at this. Look at this. I'm actually going to put this in
all day long.
I'm going to put this in the group. I'm going to show y'all when we talk about the bunk bed model for our ILF Mastery Blueprint P family. I want y'all to see what we're talking about when we talk about bunk beds. And
when you see these bunk beds, it's better than these beds on the floor. Better than this lady sleeping in front of the kitchen stove. Better than that kitchen being burnt up like that.
My God, Jesus.
I take this all. Y'all, I'm only going to talk to my new people right now. Missy Lane, can you see that? Mr. Darren, Nella, can you see that, Nella? Nella say, not the perfume, the fake perfume, sis. Now, watch this, y'all. Now, we joke around and we play around and we have a good time here, but I want to be serious for 2 seconds, right? This bunk bed model that we're talking about is better than the guy, and I got this guy on camera, y'all. And maybe Shay in our private community only, we show the video of this guy that we saved from sleeping on these dadgum cinder blocks. So if you ain't got your glasses on today and you can't see that picture to the right, those are cinder blocks that are holding that bed up.
Yeah.
The devil is a liar. On the left-hand side, Shoshana, who came from TikTok, do you see those beds on the floor, Shoshana? Lord have mercy. We can't do that, y'all. So when you present a bunk bed model to me, when I saw this coming up, man, I don't care nothing about no bunk beds. Because right now, this should break all y'all heart.
Yeah.
Mr. Darren, tell me right now, bro, does that break your heart? That lady was making $41,000 a month, and I got the guy on video telling Shay, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. My back been hurting me, blah, blah, blah. It was what, 1, 2, 3. It was 6 cinder blocks. And y'all, his roommate bed was on the floor.
Yep.
This is a place we took over.
And Derek, it was so crazy.
Lord have mercy.
They were taking so much pride in this place that the bed on the floor, the box spring had mildew around it because he would mop his floor every day.
Come on, Shay. I forgot about that. You're right. Totally I remember that. The bottom of his mattress, y'all, was moldy because they tried to keep it, but every time he mopped, guess what happens to a mattress?
And he
it sucks it up.
But let me show you, he took so much pride in his bed on the floor.
Man,
when we walked in, we
got
were
the video of this guy.
Disgusted. When we walked in, we were so disgusted. And this was a home that we took over. We got a call from a case manager. And they were like, listen,
I'm going to go further, Shay. And normally I would only say this on the coaching call, which is our ILF Mastery Blueprint. Right. Y'all see how I'm scratching my head and squinting my eyes? Like it's hurt me to even to say this, right? The person we took this over from was under my coaching. Oh, Lord.
I'm surprised.
I hate to say that on this live call. I hate to say this on this live call, but I'm so honest, Shay, I can't help it. The person that did this was under my coaching. Okay. And most coaches will lie to you about that. And y'all, when we found out, and I'm going to keep this the clean version because my mama also probably watching.
Manager called us.
Mama Foster, are you here? Because my mama here, I may get a little loose tongue. But because I know my mama and my auntie probably watching, let me keep this clean with my mouth because I want to get real sideways right now. But let's just say we canceled their coaching.
Correct.
We took over this house.
Correct.
And I videoed the dadgum guy that was sleeping on them cinder blocks. And I got it on camera, y'all, because I couldn't let that go like that without, because if I just tell you this, Some of y'all gonna say, Derek, man, you ain't gotta stretch the story, bro, to make it sound better. Rhonda, you know me now, right? Miss Nella, you probably feel like you know me now. Mr. Barnett Sr., you know me for real. And Tia Johnson, you like my auntie. Y'all know that I wouldn't stretch this story just to make it sound better. And that's why I take pictures and video of everything I saw back in the day, because I knew the day that I would tell the story, they wouldn't believe me.
No, but no, honestly,
normally that would only go in my private community, but I just wanted to be honest with even what I'm gonna call strangers today to tell you that I don't care if you under my coaching or not. If you ain't got the right heart and you only there for the money, Shay, you go do that. I don't care who coaching you if your heart ain't right, Shay.
That's
the way I view that. Miss Sandra, if your heart ain't right, I don't care who your coach is.
Yeah.
Because we all answer to God, don't we? She wasn't even fearful of that. And watch me give my disclaimer, which I always do. Y'all, I got some guys that are just downright messy.
Oh, absolutely.
They gonna drop stuff. They gonna spill Kool-Aid. Things are going, their bed ain't gonna be made up. Their sheets gonna be thrown all over the place. But guys, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the rats, the roaches, and what y'all see in this picture. Why does that fan have to be on a banana box? Ronald, the devil is a liar. We can't get that guy a dresser.
Actually, it's 3 boxes.
I teach you guys how to get those things donated to you for free. Shay got so many dadgum dressers and refrigerators and stoves and mattresses and furniture in her garage because people know what we do. They give it to us.
Yeah.
Why can't we get a $20 bed rail set to get that bed off the floor? Oh my God. See, this is how I lose my voice eventually, y'all, because I get so excited / passionate, and on this one, angry. See, that go my mama, y'all, so I better keep it good. Margaret Forrester, that's my mama, y'all. Hey, Mom. So lucky for y'all and me, my mom here, so I'm gonna try to keep it clean. But y'all, this broke my heart.
Your mama can attest to, because when we finished,
this broke our heart, man.
We were so upset, y'all. Like, this is the bedroom is only the half.
How you being coached by Shay as a woman and your place look like this? And the case manager calling me now because she know you coached by me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We gotta, like, you can't be under my coaching like this.
Tia said,
the devil is a liar.
Tia said, come.
I gotta bring it back down, Tia, because Tia, you know how that voice get, Tia. But Tia, the devil is a liar. That we gonna make 40 grand a month and you can't even pay your cousin to come and clean this up. All of us got a lazy cousin, a lazy nephew, a lazy auntie. We can't get them no job.
But the crazy thing about it, Derek, in this house, the gentlemen were so, they tried their hardest to take care of what they were given. And that's the part that hurt. And
Shay, they couldn't believe that when we came in that we actually cared.
Yeah.
They said, Derek, man, I just thought you guys wouldn't care. I said, so y'all never told nobody about this? He was like, for what? She never did anything, and I didn't thought nobody cared. That's the part that also broke my heart. When the guy said, Derek, I just thought nobody cared.
And you got this all on video.
Dog, when we brought in the sheets and the comforter, he was like, oh my God.
And the bed rails.
When he saw the bed rails, he was like, you gonna give me, yes, sir, we get you off the ground. And we throwing away this box spring that's molded now. Anyway, see, I gotta get off of that. Y'all came to learn what does it look like today. Because what y'all don't know, Shay, can you tell them what house that is, where it came from, and remind them? Because you did talk about this 16 minutes ago.
Sorry, you got me.
Man, this will break your heart, man.
You got me. And Ma just said it. True story.
My mother remembers this story.
Yeah. Derek was so mad.
Mom, you remember this?
She remember. I'm sure she remembers.
Lord have mercy.
But you were hot. You was hot.
I'll never forget.
This is during COVID. That was during COVID. So that's what made it even worse because, you know,
in housing, I think 4 out of those same 6 people today.
Mm-hmm.
Shoshana, you hear me? Shoshana, I'm housing 4 of those 6 people today. And Shay just told you that was around COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So if you good at math, that was over 5 years ago. So the Taylor family, when you ask me with Derek, how long do these people stay? Some of them 3 weeks, some of them 3 days, most of them forever. because they don't have a plan B.
Yeah.
I and you all are all some of these people have, ladies and gentlemen. There is no mom, no dad, no Uncle Joe, no Auntie Sally. You are all they have for a lot of these people. Now, don't get it twisted. There is a small percentage, Shay, that you guys are only going to be the stepping stone to where they're going.
Correct.
And again, Shay, you bought this house that's on screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
What color was it before that beautiful blue and that iron
green.
or other color scheme you chose? I love that.
Thank you.
How was the roof before you got it? Caved in?
The whole seam at the top was like a can.
And when the wind
blew, it just did this or slid from
y'all,
side
you can
to
see
side.
through Shay's roof, in other words.
Okay, so anybody that has been on a tour of this home, if you go to the left side of the house by the laundry room and look up, if you looked up, you saw the sun.
Yeah.
I
saw the sun that opened up my eyes. I saw the sun.
It was
y'all know our song too? Oh man, these people don't even know.
Oh,
anyway, watch this, y'all. What you see on screen now, this is what it should look like. Make sense, everybody?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what it should. And again, y'all, watch this. All of this stuff ain't, oh my God, brand new from rooms to go. Those mattresses, gently used.
Yeah.
Headboard, donated.
Mm-hmm.
The house, rented.
Mm-hmm.
Shay, can you tell folks what a private suite is and why is that the only bed in that room?
Yeah, because it's a private suite. It has an ensuite restroom.
Who would qualify for such a room?
Anybody that can afford it. Not
Talk
being
about
funny, but those that can afford it. Again, it's a lot of times it's the working individual that needs that privacy, wants that privacy a little bit. They have more of an income to help them attain or obtain this particular housing model or this room type. So yeah, that's the private suite that has the ensuite restroom attached.
Good stuff. So like Shay just said, 3 models within this one. Did you talk about those?
Yes, we did.
Let's do it.
So we've got,
and just one more time, it can't look like this, y'all. Lord have mercy. Go ahead, Shay. Did you tell them about the 3 models?
We talked about it before. Do I need to talk about it again? Give
it to them one more time because somebody new and they're going to miss it. Go ahead.
Derek always talks about 3. I like to say 4 because you always, so it's a better play on words when you're talking to case managers and social workers. You've got the shared accommodation, which is 2 per room. They share, all the other accommodations. Then you have the private accommodation, which is just a private room. You have the private suite, which is the private room with an ensuite. And then you have the shared suite, which is a shared room with a restroom. So it sounds more palatable, right? It sounds more palatable. And then again, it's like going to the hotel. When you go to a hotel, how do you check in? You get the deluxe, the junior suite, the regular standard.
Ocean view, regular view,
partial view. Like you have all of those things. So why not give individuals that same kind of feel, right?
Okay.
Picture thing on thing. Yeah, give them that same feel. So that's why I did it. Because that's exactly what it is.
And right here, ladies and gentlemen, on screen is what we call a real world example of what we do. We're going to take a commercial break, but I want you guys to look at that really quickly because we're going to talk about this when we get back. We're going to talk about what sustains this business and how do we make the money in it. But again, my favorite word is that what sustains this business. Look at this slide for 10 seconds and guess out of all of these things, what sustains our business? And we'll be right back. If you've ever imagined of starting your own housing program, there is no reason that after we're done here tonight that you shouldn't go to forstonconsultants.com/webinars and watch the webinar, guys, because a lot of you have wanted to start a group home or traditional assisted living facility, but that stuff takes license. It takes a lot of time to open. There's a lot of red tape to jump through. You have to ask for permission. We teach you guys how to open an ILF, an independent living facility, where you can house the homeless, displaced adults, or anybody that has a guaranteed income, and it doesn't require a license, and you don't have to own the property. Make sure you watch that free webinar at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, and then set up a free strategy call so that me and my team can get you started. Let's get back to the show. What's going on, everybody? We are back. And again, if you on TikTok, and for my people live on YouTube, if you're super new to us, I want to bless you guys with something. Text the phrase new, just NEW, to the phone number 407-326-0086. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen.
Somebody did that so quick, it weren't even funny.
I'm going to put it at the bottom of the screen on YouTube. And then for TikTok, I'm only going to say this one more time, because if I repeat it too many times on TikTok, they'll ban me, because they think that if I'm giving out a number, it's somebody's personal number. They don't understand that it's my text number for marketing. So one more time, TikTok, you guys text the word new, just NEW, to 407-326-0086. So we're live on YouTube at Forston Consultants. Thank y'all so much for being here, man. If you guys are enjoying the information so far, even us clowning around and having fun, but if you guys are enjoying the information so far, let us know in the chat. Just put enjoying this, right? Or if you've been praying, now this is my favorite one. If you've been praying for something like this, and you just kind of ran into us in the last week or two, put in the chat, Derek, I've been praying for this. Thank God. Don't thank me, but just thank God. Okay, so right here, y'all, this is a real world example of a 4-bed, 2-bath home. As you guys heard, this is my favorite model.
Right.
One more time, for me in Orlando, Florida, my beds, shared beds, start from $740. Here's some great coaching. Never lock yourself into one price. Use the phrase "we start at" in case if you want to change your price or give yourself a raise. Make sense, Shay?
Makes sense.
Use the phrase "we start at," because like Shay said, what if your back room is bigger with more windows? Maybe you charge more for that room. Maybe that room has a shower and a soaker tub. Right. Maybe it's got a view of the lake that sits adjacent from your house.
Right.
Guys, all of that matters in the ILF, just like Shay told you with the hotel. That ocean view of the hotel at the Hilton gonna be more than the view of where you're staring at the other block wall. Make sense, everybody?
Come on, room 901.
Come on, room 901.
Come on, room 901.
That view of the pool gonna be a little bit more than that one, but the ocean view gonna outrule them all. Make sense, everybody?
Exactly.
So 4-bed, 2-bath, I take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. Right on this slide again, look at my bills. But as I call, that tithe, y'all, is really not a bill. Now, some people get offended by that word bill because, again, it's not a bill like, but a seed I sowed. Sir. So we believe in tithe and offering. And the only reason why I didn't put offering on there, because offering, Shay, is free will. They can give it or they don't. But the tithe is what we call mandatory. Yeah. Because we believe that shows a respect and a reverence for God that says, God, you own all this stuff.
Exactly. I just
100% of yours. And I just what?
Steward it.
What's that S word again?
Stewardship.
One more time.
Well, steward it. And that's not your friend.
So
steward.
For some of y'all prayers today, God, can you help me with stewardship and help me manage and do better with what you've already given me? Because he that trusts me with a little will one day give me a lot.
Let's go.
I think that's scripture, and I might have worded it a little bit different, and my Bible scholars gonna stray me in the chat. But I also know that God says in the word, in his book, that if I put all my ideas and my plans and my strength towards his will, his kingdom, he'll allow all of these things, cars, houses, things, clothing, your needs, food, water, shelter. He'll make all of those things come true to you. So that's why I believe that this business ministry that we're in, Shay, is a no-brainer. Yeah. Because you can love God, love people, and involve real estate, but it also involves the love of God. Yeah. So we don't beat people upside their heads with the Bible say, come to church. We show the love of God, and they ask us, Derek, can you take us to church?
Do it every Sunday.
See the difference? So because 100% of things are God's, and God said, Derek, can you give me 10%? Some of y'all get so caught up in your 10% going to a man that it's hard for you to do it. Try to get out of your mind. Try to brainwash yourself that you're giving it to God himself. Because essentially on the natural side of things, it does mean that your church got a light bill. Your church got a water bill. Y'all got programs. They watch y'all kids. They feed them. None of the guys, the gospel ain't free, so to speak. To run it and to do it costs money. So that 10% that you give, God is saying, take that 10% and go and support your local church in their mission, because I'm behind it as God as the head. And if you do that, I'll bless the socks right off of your feet. And Shay, I believe that. My whole life is surrounded by that. Not to say that I'm swimming in $1 million in gold coins everywhere,
George Steele,
but I believe that truly that what sustains this business, and we can get house after house after house after house, is because the tithe and that 10% that's going back to God.
And can I tell you something though, honestly, Derek, I think that what people don't realize, and we talk about this a lot, you know, the Bible even tells us, you know, God says in scripture, when did you care for me? When did you visit me in prison? When did you, you know, when you've done this unto the least of these, you've done it unto me. So when we're taking care of the lowly, what people have to realize is that God partners with man. There's a kingdom structure, right? There are laws that God is so powerful that he won't even break his own laws to establish things. You see that he's so sovereign that he makes us take up our cross and do what we need to do in order to let his will come to pass in the earth. God's not just going to jump down here, and he did that with Jesus, right? Jesus was the ultimate atoning lamb that came from heaven to earth to live a spotless life so that we can now take up our mandate and be the same hands and feet of Jesus Christ. So what people have to realize is that when we do this, we're doing it with the love of Christ. Yeah. You have to do it with the love of Christ, because it's just like the pastor. People don't realize they hold pastors on a pedestal, and when the pastor falls, they fall. Yeah. Right? But they don't realize that the pastor, when that day of judgment comes, is judged quite harshly compared to the lowly person. So what's the difference in what we do? If God called you to do something like this, it's just like being a pastor. Yep. How will you be judged on how you treat people that God has placed you to serve or cover? So I know that was a whole roundabout way to say that, but I just wanted to articulate that. And this is the reason why you've got to be mindful of everything that you do in life. You've got to do it to honor and please God, because ultimately you may be the only Bible that anybody reads. Yeah, that's good. You may be the only thing you may be the thing that connects them to Christ. And it's not by quoting scripture all day, although it helps, but it's the way in which you meet people in that place of need. Showing the love of God through action. By showing the love of God, like you said, through action. So I agree. Absolutely. And again, what makes this slide right here so powerful, you guys, even if I give God what belongs to him, I paid the rent at $1,800. I paid the insurance at $70. I paid lights and water at $350. I'm showing y'all all the bills that you guys are going to have to pay. But remember, that first one, y'all, it really ain't a bill. Oh, and just jokingly, I'm going to tell you this, that $592 is rounded up to $600. I'm not petty, right? Now, when I was 12 years old and 10 years old and 8 years old, I would give that $592, right? But as a grown adult, we do round up now. And that's also a part of my offering. But can you see the profit that I also put? Guys, can y'all imagine making $3,000 a month from one house? Shay, as a social worker, I made $2,100 a month, sometimes lower. Yeah. So the fact that I'm able to run this business, which what we call a ministry, because I didn't say this, but the Bible says the poor and needy will always be among us. Always. And it says that we're to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. Guys, we're doing God's will. We just so happy to be doing it through real estate. Let's do it the right way. And that's why we think this is so genius. And we take no credit. God allowed us to merge together social services, the love of God, and real estate. So just to add on that, right? Because today's topic is how can you leave your job? Do the numbers not make sense? The numbers absolutely make sense. 4 houses in like Rita, 3 houses in less than 9 months? And if they're all turning profits like this, you mean
That's
somebody
$12,000 a month, you all.
Somebody can't leave a job.
And the way I explain it, so if you're new to me, the way I explain it, most of y'all can get 2 of these houses and walk off your job.
Come on, sir.
If y'all are anything like me and what I used to make, 28 grand a year, and I'll just state it like this. If you're making under 45 grand a year, most of y'all can get 2 of these houses and walk off your job in the next 90 days.
Yep.
And that right now today sounds like almost unbelievable for some of you all.
We've seen it.
But we've seen it. Right? And just to braze by this real quickly for my new people, the way that we get paid from these so-called folks that are homeless, they get SSI and SSDI, right? I said that because meaning that some people think, well, if they homeless, how they pay you? Well, guys, they get a monthly income, Social Security income, SSI, SSDI. And I'll admit my favorite way to be paid is those community funded programs. Shay, what is a community funded program?
So community funded programs, I like those too, allows us to do good even when the person has no money. Okay. They have no income. It's a fund that a nonprofit or a healthcare organization may have access to that allows them to cover the rent for a resident or one of their clients for up to 6 months. When they do that, they're actively doing something else, whether that's helping them find a job or they're helping them get their SSI, get approved for SSI, SSDI. So prime example, I have a real world example. I have a young lady that's in a community funded program. She is in the process of getting SSI. She's been with me now 3 months. You picked up check number 3 for me. And guess what happened? She called me on Wednesday and she says, hey, I have an emergency appointment tomorrow with my case manager. Can you help me get there? So of course, I've taught this a bunch of times about how, the community funded programs tend to pay a little bit more than what your bed fee is, or in that range of your max. Remember that starting at, let's say my top of the top is a certain like $900. I'm just saying that is not my number, but they'll pay that your max bed fee. But what we've done is we've allowed, although we get the max bed fee, I utilize the overage to help this young lady get to and from those appointments. So that way she is guaranteed after. Exactly. I don't want to house her for 6 months in vain. When month 7 comes, we better be dancing. Because she got that card in the mail. She's now SSI. She got a way to take care of herself. Yeah. Right. So that's the whole purpose of me putting into this. So that way she gets approved. Right. So that's what I do in this instance. But the young lady did go. They had an urgent meeting to finalize the paperwork. So prayerfully, she should be hearing something within the next month or 2.
Okay. Tell the people what is a gap filler for us? What is a gap filler?
We are God's appointed people, right? We were kind of just talking about that a little while ago. God partners with man in the earth to do his will, right? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, thy kingdom come on. Thy will be done, thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. In order for that to happen, God needs the obedience of those that stand in the gap to make up the hedge to enforce his kingdom mandate in the earth. So that is a gap filler. And you choose to say yes to God. So if you are a gap filler, you are appointed for such a time as this to be that person to enforce God's will in the earth by being obedient to him.
How many of y'all like that, right? Can 10 of y'all put in the chat gap filler, especially if you want to be it? Yeah. So after hearing what Shay just explained, can 10 of y'all put in the chat gap filler? And again, especially if you want to be it. Okay. So right here is something that we just talked about, but I just wanted to kind of show it. SSI and SSDI is pretty much how we get paid. And Shay mentioned that private pay. That's the guy that just got a job, right, Shay?
Correct.
Walmart, McDonald's, Sonny's Barbecue. She also talked about those community funded programs. And then right here again, this is just some free coaching, right? Shay, can you talk about what's the advantage of charging or showing your cost by the day versus the month?
It's easier. So it's like the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
I love
so
that.
it's literally just breaking it down so that people don't get the big eyes of, oh my God, that's expensive. Because if they now start calling those extended stay hotels, guess what price they're going to give them initially is the price by the day. So if you go online or if you call to make a reservation at any hotel, they're going to say our daily rate is.
Yep.
So now if you call an independent living facility owner operator and we say, hi, how you doing? You know, think about somebody with a limited income. They're thinking $700 and they're trying to work the math. But if you tell them, listen, ma'am, it's equivalent to $22.58 a day. I promise you, it's
Sounds
cleaner.
a lot better.
It's cleaner than any
It's a
efficiency
genius
you'll ever
marketing
find.
strategy, ladies and gentlemen.
So it gives them a different, it lets them digest it a little better. Helps you to digest the cost of the housing a lot better.
Does that make sense to like 4 or 5 of you all, especially new people, right? I love to get new people's response from that. Just like I gave y'all that mindset of how to look at the bunk beds now, right? So tell me 4 or 5 people that didn't know how we do this, how we think that this is a genius way to market this. And if I can remember, I think Otis, my brother was the first person
and we were like,
that we kind of borrowed this from. I was like, wow, that's smart. He was like, I don't tell people $700 a month.
He's like, because
it just sounds too big.
Exactly. Yeah.
Say that we're under $23 a day. So again, I want to know, and I'm gonna check the chat for this. Can 5 of y'all put in the chat? Does that make sense from a marketing standpoint of how that sounds better? Mr. Barnett Sr., you like that one? So instead of Kathy saying that she's 700, or you're saying no, you're not. Sir, we're under $23 a day. And watch this, y'all. Here's some more free coaching. This is what I tell my one-on-one people. Either do the research or you just know it. Tell the social worker, say, ma'am, not trying to be, funny or disrespectful, but every hotel or motel in this city, they start at $79.99 a night.
God bless.
And most of the motels got roaches and rats in it. But here at Name Your Business, we're under $23 a day. Tell me that don't sound nice. Shay, I do it all the time. Y'all, I tell the social worker, ma'am, do you realize in my city and in your city, the worst hotel on the market still wants $79.99 a night?
Let me show. Can I give
Does that make sense, Miss Joseph?
Can I give a gem?
Go ahead, Shay.
I want y'all to get the numbers for real. Open up your phone, go to ChatGPT, don't even Google it. And you're gonna prompt ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I live in this area, and I want to know on average, what is the daily rate? And here's what I want you to do. I want you to break it down into categories based on 1-star hotels, 2-star hotels, 3-star hotels, and then do motels. Tell ChatGPT to break it all down. So now you can see the equivalent of everything. And it's going to give you the average daily rate.
And most of them going to look like this. Y'all, I'm just telling you.
Right.
I'm just telling you.
Said, bro, listen now. Listen.
Lord have mercy.
So do that. Use ChatGPT as a resource, a tool too, because this is going to help your verbiage. And as you're starting to promote, right now, you have realistic information. You're not just pulling numbers from the air. You have realistic numbers that you can put out there and market with. Okay. So just make sure that you all are doing that.
Good stuff. Hey guys, let's take a quick commercial break. Let's hear from my 2 twin brothers and we'll be right back.
Hey, David, did you know that you can start your own housing program and it doesn't require you for you to own the property and you do not need a license? So how in the world would you do that? I was always told that you had to own the property and that there was always some kind of special license that you had to get from your city to do this. People always told me that there was lots of red tape to jump through. So you mean to tell me these are also not group homes? It's actually simple. They're called independent living facilities, and Forster Consultants actually created it. They hold the trademark for it. So I follow them religiously on Instagram at Forster Consultants as well as Facebook. And every Monday night at 6 p.m., they actually go live on YouTube at Forster Consultants, and I follow them there as well. So you mean to tell me my dream of becoming this housing provider that I've always dreamt of is closer than I realize? And again, you're telling me I don't need a license and I don't have to own the property. Absolutely. You do not have to own the property. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. And you can get started as soon as tomorrow. Click the link below for more information.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much again for being here. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, and we appreciate that. Also, Shay and I did not kind of promote our shirts today. We're not selling them, but we did something without realizing it. You all know that I have a saying that says, move at the speed of instruction. Look at it. And then Shay has what today?
Walk by faith.
So we didn't really realize, but we ran some pretty inspirational shirts today. So if you want to support that or support us, she'll tell you how. She's got a whole store. So, but you guys know that I believe in becoming a walking billboard. So always wear what you do. Meaning most of my second chance housing shirt, I even give them to my tenants. And here's another genius idea. I go into Walmart and buy shirts for like $4, or this other t-shirt store that Shay and I frequent for $3 a piece.
Yep.
And we'll screen print them, and we'll put our QR code, phone number, website. And it may say something like this: do you need a clean place to live or a safe place to live? Call my landlord. That QR code leads to my program and my assistant that answers that phone that can do an assessment to move these guys in. So again, y'all, always be a walking billboard.
Absolutely.
Oh, and big shout out to Shoshana. I told her I was going to do this. Shoshana, if you still here, shout me out real quick. Because if you're not here, I would hate for you to miss it. But Shoshana, shout me out right now. Please, if you're still here. Because you showed me something that's genius, that as soon as you showed me, I immediately wanted one. And I think it's under 15 bucks.
I'm ordering them today. And
if you're an ILF Mastery Blueprint member, I think she put this in our private community. She may have also put this in the ILF Academy. Not sure about that one. But Shoshana, even if you got a picture of it for 2 seconds,
I'm so proud of her.
Change it to your profile, because I think it's genius. So I'm always telling you guys to be a walking billboard, right? Mm-hmm. I'm always telling y'all to get apparel in your shirts. But what if right now that's not in your budget, or you don't have time to go do it? So Shauna went to Amazon, which is what I call no excuses for my coaching. She said, boy, I got to get this thing, but Derek gonna get me. She went and had this beautiful name tag made with her name. I also think she put her kind of what she is, program director or whatever, but most importantly, her company's name, which is Shoshana. Put it in the chat. And Shoshana, if you was real smart, you should have got the affiliate link, because I'm getting ready to set you up. Shoshana, put in the chat or go get that affiliate link and show people what did you do. I want them to, and Shoshana, type it in the chat. What is the name of your business, your ministry? But essentially, y'all, it's not like the pen. That's the old school way you poking holes in your shirt. She got the one that's the magnet. See how I'm good at advertising stuff? Don't get the one that's going to be a pen to poke yourself in the chest or poking holes all in the material of your shirt. She got the one that's a magnet. And the beautiful part about it, she said that she going to keep one in her car, one in her house, one in her office. That way she's never without it.
I love that.
Makes sense?
I love that.
So even Shay, if you happen to have on a different shirt that says walk by faith,
at least have
she still got Shania Shea Forston, founder of the Angela Denise Foundation.
Love it.
Makes perfect sense. Tell the people what your name is, sis.
Minor Hill Pathways.
There it is. I remember about MHP. So Minor Hill Pathways is the name of her business. Let me use her right now for some coaching. Notice she didn't do what her dummy coach did 8 years ago. Now, I say that jokingly, but watch this. My program is called Second Chance Housing. That wasn't so smart, but I didn't know that. So watch this. Here's some free coaching. And if you didn't know this, put it in the chat and say, wow, bro, I didn't know that, man. Thanks, Derek. Don't use the word housing. Don't use the word living.
Right.
Don't use the word home. Don't use the word properties. Don't use the word investment in your name, because the bank hates all of those names when it comes to how they rate you and how they look at you, whether you're low risk or high risk. Guess what the bank loves? Pathways, foundation, consultants.
Come on, Derek.
Or it could have just been Minor Hill. But they love pathways. They love solutions. They love project. They love group. They love Inc. INC.
Yeah, you preaching good, sir.
So somebody gonna miss it. So let me slow it down, Shay.
I'm listening.
Don't use the word housing in your name like I did, because the bank views me as a high risk. Now, lucky for me, I've been in this long enough to where I'm good now. But as a brand new business and how they rank you, consultants, foundation, they rank real high as low risk, give them a bunch of money.
Right.
So if you're trying to get business credit, business loans, lines of credit, don't use the word home, because the bank hates real estate. They want nothing to do with housing, home, real estate, and living. I didn't know that for years until I found out. Now looking for you, because I'm such a great coach, you don't do it. Why you think she didn't name hers Minor Hill Homes or Housing?
Well,
because under my coaching, if I didn't know no better, so would she. So see, that's why I'm always getting better myself, so that you all get better.
Yeah.
I would have been so mad at Shoshana had she came to me with Minor Hill Housing, Minor Hill Homes, Minor Hill Living, even though all that sounds great. And watch this, Shay. Here's some good coaching. The social worker don't care what you call it.
Right.
The case manager don't care what your name is. But the bank, and remember, my coaching goes beyond showing you how to house the homeless. I want you to be bankable. Can 3 of y'all write in the chat bankable? If that's a real word, Shay. I want you guys to be bankable. So right now, if you and me go to the bank, we both started our LLC 30 days ago. Shoshana goes with Minor Hill Pathways and get a $20,000 business credit card from Chase. You go with Minor Hill Housing and they give you a $500 limit on a credit card. That's it. Because they view you as a high risk. Now, will anybody be honest with me? I'm going to go in the chat. Who didn't know that? I love it that way. Every time I say that, then at least one person say, wow, big bro, I didn't know that. Derek, I was going to name mine Elijah Housing, because that's my granddaddy name, Derek. And he used to run my whole city.
Wow.
Or Derek, I didn't know that, bro. I was going to name mine Flourishing Housing, because, Derek, I didn't know that. But now since you said that doesn't make me bankable, thank you, big bro. Shay, is it at least one person?
I'm actually in here doing
just
something else.
Give me one person, because if it's one person, I've done my job today.
Yeah, you got it.
I can't tell you how many people we've saved from getting that $2,000 credit card versus the $25,000 one. Don't end up with the wrong NAICS code, NAICS, by using the wrong verbiage.
Yeah.
Because the banker won't say, what is your NAICS code you want me to write down? She gonna say, she gonna say, hey girl, how you doing today? What do you do for a living? What is this company? You're gonna be so proud of it. We house the homeless, not under my coaching. And I want to call it a dwelling place homes. You're not bankable like that. Now you can still open the account. You're going to still get it. All of that.
That's so
you just can't get that big old credit card that they would have gave you. Boy, I hope somebody catching this. Cynthia Smith said me, so I'm happy. Mr. Barnett Sr. said me. So that's 2 people. Anybody on TikTok didn't know that? Y'all got me reading.
They got
screen.
the hearts.
I
they
see
got the hearts coming
She said, Royal said me. Perfect. I'm done today then.
Yeah.
My job is done today because I just stopped somebody from getting declined for a business credit card. Now you're going to get something because you use the right name. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, They're not going to say, Miss Robinson, what's your next code you want me to put down?
Yeah.
She gonna say, what do you do for a living? Like, what is this thing? When you explain it, she gonna check real estate. Wow. The devil is a liar. You're a consultant under my coaching.
Yeah.
You consult people on how they're going to live. And boy, that's some good coaching today, because usually my one-on-one people only get that kind of talk.
See, that's why we need to shut it down, because you talking too much.
We getting ready to go, because I'm going to get in trouble. But as always, we ain't asked for no questions yet, right? So we're going to take a quick commercial break, right? But when I come back, I want to see 17 questions in the chat, and we only going to answer 7.
So don't put 17, because then somebody's feeling going to be hurt.
Do us a favor, put 2 things in the chat, man. If you guys are enjoying this information, if you're new to us and you finally found your tribe, you found your people, God bless you, because again, we laugh and we joke and we have a great time here, but make no mistake about it, man. We are in place to be what Shay talked about, a gap filler. God's appointed people, not the gap from the mall. God's appointed people to do just this. Now, Shay and I are also business coaches, so we don't care what you do, we can coach you in it. But when you talk about specializing, meaning that there's a doctor and then there's a heart surgeon. That doctor went to school, he's called a general. He do a bunch of stuff. You don't go to him when you want to get heart surgery. You go to the who?
Specialist.
So when you want to start an ILF or a housing program,
go to the specialist.
Shay and I are the specialists. My name is Derek Forston. I approve this entire message. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we're going to come right back. But I want to show you why are you needed in your city.
Take a drive down Los Angeles' Skid Row, filled with tents, people, and growing frustration.
If I can get back into another residence, then I won't make the same mistakes I made before.
According to new federal data, a record number of people are now unhoused, more than 653,000, a 12% population increase since last year. Mel Tilakaratna runs a nonprofit that provides free showers to people living on the street.
The system is completely overwhelmed.
Tilakaratna points to a rise in housing costs, the opioid epidemic, mental health issues, and the migrant crisis as factors exacerbating the problem in LA.
We have families, asylum seekers to families in LA who become homeless, and prior where we would be able to send them to a motel or a shelter within a couple of days, now there's absolutely no resources.
These issues are also creating friction in major cities. Back in September, New York Mayor Eric Adams revealed new fears as tens of thousands of asylum seekers flooded the city.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
In Phoenix, the city recently cleared a large encampment located downtown.
It seems that the quote-unquote cleanup that the city did just spread the mess out a lot further. People going through everyone's dumpsters, dragging stuff out into the street.
One Atlanta city councilman says the city's homeless population seems to have grown and become more aggressive, and he points to what he calls deplorable behavior at the world's busiest airport. Fox 5's Anjali Proctor takes a closer look at the problem and how the city council might handle it.
If you have been in downtown Atlanta near the connector or out at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport lately, you have likely seen that the homeless problem is growing. One Atlanta City Council person says it's time to address it.
What's going on in the airport is horrible. It is deplorable.
Atlanta City Councilman Michael Julian Bond says the world's busiest airport is dealing with a homeless problem that has gotten out of hand. Bond says business owners and travelers alike are being subjected to unimaginable circumstances.
How do you break into a bank, defecate, urinate, spend the night, and nobody knows that you've done it until people come back the next morning?
Councilman Bond believes one of the first ways to address the problem is to expand the PAD, or Policing Alternative and Diversion Initiative hours.
The busiest shift in public safety anywhere in America is 3 to 11. Are you all still getting off at 7?
Have you ever wanted to open your own group home? Were you told that you needed a license from the state? Were you told that you had to hire staff? You were probably told that you had to own the property, right? let Forston Consultants introduce you to Independent Living Facilities, ILF, which are group homes that do not require a license, staff, and you don't have to own the property. At Forston Consultants, we walk you through the entire process of how to operate your own independent living facility. We don't just give you a bunch of videos to watch on your own, which could get confusing. Here is what you need to do next, in this order. Step number 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Forston Consultants for tons of secrets on how to start your own independent living facility. Step 2, sign up for our webinar at forstonconsultants.com to learn more about this great opportunity. Step number 3, purchase our best-selling book, How to Open an Independent Living Facility in 10 Easy Steps. Step number 4, contact us for your free consultation so you can quit your boring job in the next 90 days.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And again, thank y'all so much for joining us live on our broadcast live. Don't wait to be great. And again, if you just joined us, right, we're just simply discussing independent living facilities where you don't need a license, you don't have to buy the property, and there's no state oversight.
That's right.
And this ugly house that you're looking at on this screen now,
hey, it ain't
that's
ugly
the
no
house
more.
that Shay bought, fixed, and flipped it back to herself.
Don't be
So
talking
that
about my
used to be a 4.3 and is now a beautiful, now 5.3. That's one of the ILFs that I first got when I first started, y'all. This is the one that I told God, I said, God, if you let me get this house, I'll go all over the world teaching this and I'll never take any credit. In fact, watch me do it now, guys. God is good, and without God, this is impossible. But with God, you all can do all things, including start your own business and walk off your job this year if that's what you desire to do. And again, as long as the inside looks something like this, we don't get too caught up on the outside, y'all. I don't care if it's a mobile home, manufactured home. It can be a 1 bed, 1 bath, 2 bed, 1 bath, 4 bed, 2 bath, or an 8 bed, 6 bath. Don't matter to us. Most importantly, we want to take people from homeless to hopeful. So again, thank y'all for being here. Shay's got some questions in the chat, and we're going to knock them out. Let's go.
Okay, so first and foremost, and go back to the live screen. Hello, there we are. Hey. So Embellish Virgin Hair said, what about the word collective? So not housing. Collective is fine, right? A collective is a
love that. That's one of my favorites now.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I've helped a lot of people the last 2 months, and they've chose the ending of collective. So I love that.
So I love that too. So yes, absolutely, collective is a great option.
And where are you from? Who's that? A ma'am or a sir?
That was Embellish Virgin Hair.
I'm assuming that's a lady. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But ma'am, where are you from? City and state? To show you can keep going.
All right. Next question is, how can virtual assistants help me in my business and my marketing, especially if I'm working?
If you have a VA, chime in as Shay's answering this question. Because if you got a VA, you already know how they're helping you.
So first and foremost, Belinda, virtual assistants can do a lot of things. Like for one, we have digitalflowsolutions.net, which is our CRM platform. Our virtual assistants are tied into that. So they can answer phone calls, make phone calls. They can connect me. They can do my lead generation by finding different organizations for me to partner with in this space. They can also post all of my social media content, right? I don't have to do that. I connect my social media platforms to Digital Flow Solutions, and they can literally work from one platform, answering emails, creating email campaigns, setting up automations, and doing all of these things that we need to make our businesses run. That is what a virtual assistant can do for you. If you think it, they can do it, right? My nonprofit course, making sure that was up and listed and now being marketed throughout. That's my virtual assistant. Creating email campaigns, like I said, sharing this information. My virtual assistant this week did a press release for the course. So he's doing all of this stuff. You ask a virtual assistant and they'll do. Like, honestly, there's no limitations to what they cannot do, because they're very innate. They're innate learners. They love to learn. So even if they don't quite understand what it is or don't know the totality of it, they're quick to learn it. And that's called upskilling. They end up using that information or that skill that you want them to learn to retrain themselves and now have another, tool in their quiver. So virtual assistants can do all of that and more. Right? All of that and more.
In fact, I'm not sure whoever asked that question, how new you are to us, but if you know us, our VAs build every business we have. So VA 101, the virtual assistant business, the staffing agency, the VAs built it. And when you get a VA from us, you're not going to meet me or Shay in that process. The VAs run the whole business. Just like the digital marketing business, they built that whole business and
Correct.
They run it.
Yeah.
So remember, again, I'm not sure who asked that, how new you are to us, but I jokingly say this all the time, and I'm serious. Out of the 8 businesses that Shay and I have, I'm only good at 2 of them. One you encountered today, and that's the coaching and the pouring into people. Number 2 is second chance housing, where I actually do it. The other 6 businesses are ran by VAs, y'all. The whole company. So you're talking about what can they do for me on social media? They can run a whole business. And that should be exciting for everybody here. Okay. You say, they do. Like, it's that simple. And I've dreamed of my whole life to be that way, to have an assistant that, because I told you guys, God made me a thought thinker, a thought leader. I can't put half of the ideas together that he gives me. But when I employ these VAs that have a bachelor or a master's degree, sometimes they can put these things together. Prime example, my newest VA that was just hired last week, she finished her first week of work. Y'all, she graduated as the cum laude. I think I'm saying it right. The cum laude of her class. That means in a real big word way, she's smart. Smarter than anybody at her entire school.
Correct.
Fresh out of college and looking to learn. She's a scholar, as what she called herself. She loves to learn. So guess what I gave her? Her only job is to learn and master social media and AI tools. And how can that turn into making us $20,000 a month every 30 days?
Correct.
I'm giving that job to a VA. 5 of y'all put in the chat, wow, bro, like that makes sense. I didn't know a VA could do that much. Yes, so they're human beings just like us, y'all.
Exactly.
Most of the ones I hire are just smarter than me. I got the idea, they got the skill set.
They can implement.
It's a genius marriage. Shay?
Yeah. So like Derek has the information, they do the implementation so that we can avoid stagnation. Ooh, Derek, you like that one? Got you again.
You throwing that? Boy,
I got you again.
I think you got 2 weeks for that to be on the shirt. If you new to us, you're lost right now, but quote that again, and I'm going to talk about what you just said.
Yeah, information
without
implementation is stagnation.
One more time, really slowly, because somebody going to miss it.
Implementation.
No,
information. Sorry. Information without implementation will equal stagnation. So you don't get nowhere. You don't do nothing. If you don't have information, if you don't apply information, it's useless. It's useless.
Stagnant water draws mosquitoes.
Listen, Ronald, you're supposed to be on my team. Ronald's talking about, you said that needs to be on a shirt by Tuesday. Stop it. Derek, I'm here building.
Ronald was listening, boy. I'm telling you.
Boy.
Hey, Ronald, know what's cool about that too, though? She has no excuse. She's got the print machine downstairs.
I do.
And the heat press.
I do.
So even though we believe in the digital online one, she's got all the equipment downstairs to make shirts, hats, baby bibs, baby onesies, sweaters,
and
hoodies.
And y'all can go to the Angela Denise Foundation's store and you see all of my faith shirts that I wear. They're for sale.
My tea getting cold, so I got to turn my cup back on.
Hush. All proceeds go towards the Angela Denise Foundation. So go to AngelaDeniseFoundation.org/shop and you can order your shirts. Just go for it. Sow a seed. So I want her that, because Ronald, if I put that shirt on my website, you better be the first one to buy it. So, and right now I need y'all to go to the Angela Denise Foundation.org, AngelaDeniseFoundation.org, /shop and get you some merch. We've got a whole bunch of buy faith the faith line
to get people
that
ready
is
to lead
available. And y'all need to get together.
Same for my TikTok people. Shay just gave you guys the instruction to go and support her program, and all proceeds go back into her housing women that have been through domestic violence or just hardships in life. So remember, I house men, Shay house the women. And speaking of a virtual assistant, let's go to this and we'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, family? Are you somebody that needs some help in your life or your business? Are you somebody that has a lot of ideas, but you can't quite get them out? You probably need a virtual assistant, guys. And again, at $5 an hour, that's an absolute cheat code for you, your life, your family, and your business. Because oftentimes these virtual assistants, guys, can do a lot of what we can't. And they often come with a bachelor or a master's degree. So when it comes to the educational side of it, guys, these VAs are, again, the cheat code to everything that you're probably looking for. Most of you guys have a full-time job, so it's hard to kind of implement a lot of the ideas that God has given you or the ideas that are in your heart. You should be visiting va101.co to get a virtual assistant that can help you in your life and your business and get some of these ideas out of your brain onto paper and then to implementation. One more time, visit va101.co, not .com, but va101.co and get a virtual assistant, guys, for $5 an hour. It's the cheat code, and it'll be the best decision that you ever made. I promise. Last Wednesday of this month. What's going on, you guys? You caught me leaving a message on my other forum over here. The last Wednesday of this month, I'm doing a free class in the ILF Academy. That's one of those complimentary things.
This week,
I'm going to make it pretty much a question and answer based thing, and I'll coach from that. But the last Wednesday of the month, I'm not sure if that's the one coming up, Shay.
I think so.
But if it is, I'll see you guys 7 p.m. Unless Shay changes it to 8 o'clock, I think it'll be 7. And we're still trying to decide whether I do it inside of the Facebook group or do we lead them to a Zoom. And we'll decide that by Monday. So either way it go, you guys won't miss it. In fact, we probably will do both. That way nobody will miss it. But the ILF Academy is a free Facebook group. And I'm doing a complimentary kind of a question and answer class right inside of there. So you guys make sure you show up for that. We're going back in the chat. I want to answer a question about, she asked, how can she get the virtual assistant service? So if you visit va101.co, va101.co, that's our website for our VAs. But Miss Joseph, let me give you a cheat code. Yeah. I love my ILF people so much, and anybody that wants to open an ILF, I'm going to give you a cheaper way to get it. If you go to va101.co and just get a VA, that's $797 that we vet, we train, and we endorse that VA to you. But if you get my DIY coaching, that's only $497. The VA comes with it. And so essentially, not only are you getting the virtual assistant, which you came for, you're also getting Digital Flow Solutions, which is your website build out. So listen to how smart that is. Don't pay $797 like a lot of outside people do. If you pretend, wink, wink, that you want this coaching, get the $497, get the VA and the website complimentary,
and the course,
and then you still get all the coaching for the ILF. Genius.
Bang, bang.
Right? So, Miss Joseph, let me know in the chat if you understood that, because essentially I just saved you what, $300. So again, really don't go to VA 101 other than to look at it to see what my team built. And watch this, y'all. A lot of y'all didn't know that you can become an affiliate and sell VAs for us. So
you've got
and you make money.
Congratulations, you've got your own.
You can go to va101.co and click the tab that says become an affiliate. And you can sell VAs just like you own the dadgum company.
Now you've got your own virtual assistant staff and agency.
You got your own VA business now.
Yes,
and you don't have to tell people that, well, that's my coach business, that's Derek business. No, you don't. Because when you sign up as an affiliate, it gives you kind of like your own website.
Yeah.
And when people sign up, because you are an affiliate, we see, because my sister's going to show me that Miss Belinda just sold 2 VAs.
And you better run on her money.
And she's an affiliate, and let's run you your money. And you just became an affiliate. My team does all the work and you get paid.
That part.
Understood, everybody? So everybody should go to va101.co right now and tell your whole family, your Facebook friends, your Instagram. Watch this really slowly. If I was everybody right now, I would type right now, are you looking for a virtual assistant, somebody to help you with all the mundane administrative tasks that you don't have time to do or don't know how to do? Visit my website and make sure you get your affiliate first. Because when you get your affiliate link, you say, visit my website right here to get a VA for $5 an hour or for $135 a week. My team does all the work, you make money.
Exactly.
If 15 of y'all don't do that today, you don't want to make money. You don't want to help people. You don't want to make money. And you don't want my team to do all the work so that you can feed your family. And guys, everything that we do is an affiliate. The one-on-one coaching.
The DIY.
Watch this.
Everything.
Thank you, Jesus. I forgot y'all, but watch this. Real slowly. Guys, we've always paid 10% as an affiliate at Forston Consultants. Watch this, y'all. In the month of July, and I'm not even going to put a cap on it to say for how long. In the month of July, if you lead somebody to our coaching, I don't care what they paid for it, we're going to give you 40% of it. Oh, Lord, somebody going to miss that. Right now, can somebody put in the chat, what is 40% of that 4997? If I'm not mistaken, it's $1,998. Let's just call it $2,000. If you lead somebody to us and they say, hey, Derek, man, I want your coaching.
Yeah.
And Miss Belinda Joseph sent me to you. She been bragging on y'all and she had a poster on her page. And I'm ready to go, Derek, because I've been wanting to do this my whole life.
Yeah.
Miss Belinda, all my team will ask you is, Miss Belinda, how you want your money? Check, money order, or you want us to Zelle it the quickest way possible to your cell phone? Write the word Zelle in the chat if you want me to Zelle your money because you don't want to wait on my check. I love Zelle. Can 10 of y'all type the word Zelle? So let me repeat that for somebody that just nodded out. We always had 10% as an affiliate if you led somebody to us for the coaching. Meaning, if you led somebody to me right now under that $5,000, what's 10% of that? I think it's 500. Guys, we giving 40%. What does that mean? That Derek wants y'all to open y'all big mouth and tell a bunch of people so that y'all can make some money, I can make some money, and we can teach people to change the world.
Come on,
That's
Derek.
what I call a win-win, Shay.
Come on, Derek.
If I gave y'all $2,000 for every person you led to me, why wouldn't you make every day a post? Especially if you got a VA, Katara.
Wow.
If you got a VA, why wouldn't you tell your VA, hey, VA, let's get paid, man. Derek finna pay us $2,000 for anybody that come to him. So 7 days a week, you should post, are you looking to start your own housing program?
Yeah.
I got the program and the coach for you. And again, get the link because you want to be an affiliate, or just say, hey, go to Derek. But when you have your meeting with Miss Jess, tell them to tell them that Sandra sent you.
Right.
So make sure you say, hey, girl, don't sign up with Derek. You don't
better
tell
not.
Derek.
Exactly.
Or you tell me. Say, hey, Derek. Now, in case my cousin don't tell you because she hard-headed, her name Janelle Swainson. And she joining next week, Derek. Send me my $2,000 as soon as she pay you. I'm gonna say yes, ma'am. So one more time, real slow. If you were smart and you want to make free money, because I'm gonna do all the work, I'm gonna do all the coaching. You do nothing but introduce. Lord have mercy. Shit, if I could make $2,000 for every time I introduce somebody, because right now, if you go on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, because we call it Lift. L-I-F-T, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I will post there 7 days a week. Has God called you to house people and you thought it had to be a group home to get a license? Let me lead you to my big brother Derek and his beautiful wife Shay as they teach the independent living facility model. Click here and watch his webinar. And then when you have your strategy call, tell them that I sent you.
And we'll see it anyway.
See how smart that is?
We can see how many people click their links. We can see
now
how
that's
many
if you
people
do the
visit all that
affiliate.
stuff.
We'll see it. But if you lazy and you don't, you just say, hey, girl, when you go, tell Derek that I sent you, girl, because I want my $2,000.
Yeah.
Can 10 of y'all write, Derek, that made sense, bro. I didn't know you offered that. And guys, I'll admit that is stupid, crazy, dumb that I'm going to pay y'all 40% of what should come to me. But that just show you how much I care about y'all And how I want y'all, because some of y'all, I want to hear a praise report that somebody referred 3 or 4 people to me, and that's how you got your first house. 2, 4, 6, 8. You can make $8,000 by sending me 4 people. Lord have mercy. Most of us don't make that in a month on our job. Most of us don't make that in 4 months on our job.
Right.
Can 10 of y'all right there, man, that's the cheat code, bro. I can't believe you doing this. 40%, guys, because I want you to get the word out to more people, because I want to help a bunch of more people. I want to make a bunch of money. I ain't hiding that. And I want you to make a bunch of money. $2,000 for everyone you send. Lord have mercy. And watch this. If you lazy and you don't want to, can you tell somebody that loves to be an affiliate of stuff to make money?
Right. Exactly.
Tell somebody else if you ain't gonna do it, because why be a crab in a bucket and don't tell somebody else? So today, as we end this room, I just gave y'all a VA business and a referral business for the ILF model. Some of y'all should be making $4,000 a month now. And that's what I'm gonna put on y'all as homework. Who would take the challenge? And I'm being serious now. Who would take the challenge today? I want to make $4,000 a month, bro, from your company just by referring people. Who will commit to making 2 referrals a month? And that means follow up. You know what, Shay? I'm going to do a whole class on this. I'm going to teach y'all follow up. I'm going to teach you guys, they got the DFS system, how to send automated messages. Hey, remember, girl, you said you want to start your own ILF.
Right.
Did you watch Derek's webinar yet?
Exactly.
Hey, girl, just checking in again. Did you get a chance to talk to Derek? Could you get a free call, remember?
Everybody can put that on their website.
Guys, that's $2,000 for everyone you see.
Do you want to get started? You can
Especially the one that's already doing it. Hey, girl, you want to do what I do? My coach offering a free call. Just watch his webinar. Lord have mercy. I've never explained it like this. This is genius to me.
So we'll do a course on that, because it's getting late. It's 12 o'clock.
$4,000 a month just by sending me 2 people a month. Who will commit to that? Let me check the chat, Shay, because I ain't looked.
I'm not in there. I'm actually trying
to. Cheat code was just dropped. Devin sound like he gonna commit. Brent said he want me to Zelle his money. Alicia says affiliate info, please. Now for VA 101, that one I know. You go to that one and just click the button that says become an affiliate. Shay'll have to help me with the one that forced consultants. I don't know how that works.
So tell Ronald. Ronald's saying Devin's ready. He needs somebody to join. We just waiting. When we find
we just waiting on Devin. Devin need a partner, sound like I think.
Well, we've been waiting. We had somebody that said they wanted to partner, but they didn't follow up.
It was the lady that said it the same day he said it. But when somebody ain't ready, bro, like don't wait. Like understand kind of what helps when you do have that person financially, but bro, don't wait on somebody to make your dream come true.
I'm gonna be honest.
That was just a helping thing.
A lot of people do it. A lot of people say it and they don't move forward. So, like prime example, we gave instruction. You followed the instruction. That other person didn't. So.
Rhonda said, I will get several. And I'm not sure if Rhonda's that one lady that told me a couple of weeks ago that a bunch of people that want to do this, that was already tricked by a lady, I won't even say her name or state, that took their money and can't find her. She ain't got no social media. She ain't got, I can't hide from y'all.
Derek.
I'm all over the place. Y'all, I can't hide from you. I'm too well known now also. So how can I take your money and not pay you? Because the internet gonna tell on me. Google reviews, all that stuff.
Every day.
Guys, our Google reviews are going through the roof. And one thing about the internet, dog, if you mistreat people, you're gonna know about it because you're gonna hear it. And everybody don't tell the same lie. And the lie travels faster than the truth, actually.
You better come on.
So again, I thank God that he keeps us covered and he keeps bad tongues off of us, bad-mouthed people off of us. Because if we ain't doing our job, one thing about it, we're gonna tighten it up and get there. But we don't have complaints because, again, the coaching is 1,000. It's what you do with it, actually. So, again, I see a lot of you all that say that you're going to commit to that. I personally appreciate that. But I'll admit, I want this almost more for y'all than I want for me. Because not being funny, not being cocky, not being arrogant, I get plenty of sales that come in. I don't need your help. But if I can put $2,000 in your pocket,
why not?
For every time you send somebody says, Derek, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready to come on in. And watch this, y'all. I don't care if they buy on a sale, on a discount, on a scholarship, whatever they spend, I'm going to give you 40% of it. So I don't care if they call it a sale. Like, oh my God, I hope you guys are catching this. Even the people that are watching this on the replay, I hope you guys are not missing it because I'm loud and I'm boisterous. I hope you catch it that Derek is giving away $2,000. Can y'all imagine making an extra $2,000 a month? Because the real goal is 2 of them. An extra $4,000 a month. You mean to tell me in 30 days you can't convince or show somebody what they've already been praying for? Because what y'all prayer should be today, hey God, I accept that challenge that Derek gave me, and Lord have mercy, that boy finna pay us. God, can you merge the people that are praying to get into something like this with my social media? Because I'm gonna lead them to Derek and Shay. Because God, they gonna pay me. And this is a source of income for me. Because God, I don't make $4,000 a month on my job. God, I don't make even $2,000 a month from my job. Can you help merge the people that want to do this? And God bless Derek and Shay with great health and insight to coach them. Because God, my job is just to send them there. See what kind of prayer that is? So if you smart, you pray for Shay and I, that we become even more of a genius at this model, and that God brings you the people that want to do it, because you're the connector. 5 of y'all put in the chat, God, can you make me the connector to people that want to do it, to Derek and Shay? God, make me the conduit for my people, for my folks that do electrical work. Is that the right word? Conduit? Is that word? Help me out, Ronald.
You hungry? You need to come on.
But again, but I'm being so serious.
I get it. But
I didn't make $4,000 a month or $2,000.
Babe, you've beat this horse.
I'm beating it again, though.
I get it.
One more time. I'm paying 40% affiliate fees starting July 1st. You guys be great. Keep God first in your life. Pray and talk to God every day. And pretend that God don't know what you want to do. So verbally tell him. I've been getting into this real verbal thing because most of my life, I do a lot of internal prayers. But I'll admit over the last year or two, it's out loud now. God, you see what I'm doing, big bro? I'm trying to help people. I need a house. I want to do your will, God. And God, I want to make a bunch of money doing it too, because I want to be the biggest giver at my church. I want to be the biggest giver in my city. And I want every need that my city needs to come through me. Because God, I'm going to give you all the credit and you all the glory.
I'm just a vessel. That's all you need to say. I'm just a willing vessel.
I'm just a vessel, like my brother used to say. I'm just a vessel. Shay, I'm gone, man.
I love y'all. This guy's going to take me to eat because
I'm taking Shay to eat today, y'all. I usually make her take me, but I'm going to take her today, y'all.
We're trying to keep it to our hour, guys, on Saturday.
Actually, on second thought, I did barbecue yesterday. I forgot about that. So maybe she'll let me slide and feed her the barbecue that I made.
That's for dinner.
Y'all, watch this, y'all. There are 2 things in life that I brag on. Seriously. One is that I'm the best ILF coach you've ever seen over running 2. That's because, again, God said it that way. I got nothing to do with it. The second thing, nobody on here, including you, Ronald, including you, Darren, including you, Mr. Barnett Sr., none of y'all can out barbecue me. Boy, mean on that grill, Shay, and don't act like it. Where my mama at? My mama tell the truth. I'm mean on that grill, y'all. 2 things in life that I'm kind of not.
Brother, please.
I'm not modest at. I don't. Coaching, ILF, and barbecuing a slab of ribs. I'm the best to do it, y'all.
I can't, y'all. It's time to go right now.
Derek gonna tell me he better than me, though.
But when Derek gets to this point, it's time to go. For real, it is time to go.
Hey, Ronald said, "Stop it."
see, Ronald said, "Taste."
Don't make me send you my video. Don't make me go live from the grill next Saturday. Now, Darren.
Darren said, "We South Carolina conference. We grilling."
Ooh, and bring your own grill. Bring your own grill.
Y'all, it is always a pleasure to be here with y'all on Saturdays. Thank y'all for entrusting us. Please do not. He does not need any help. Okay, our goal is to give you an hour and a half every Saturday. We are trying to scale back for time reasons and to save your voice.
We did good the last one.
You failed today.
Exactly.
You epically failed today.
I did.
So anyway, guys.
But I wanted people to understand what was going on. I think y'all got it. So we go.
Y'all be great. It's always an honor and a privilege. And with that being said, have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you same place, same time here on Monday. We'll have all info. We're going to be working on that information. We should have the ticket sales page up by Tuesday. Fingers crossed. So that you can get your tickets.
I'm reading the chat. Y'all are crazy.
For the conference, for our meeting in South Carolina. So we'll see you there. And again, be blessed. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above and far beyond what we could ever think, ask, or imagine, according to God's power that worketh on the inside of us. Y'all be great. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you here on Monday.
See you guys Monday, 7 p.m.
Hey, what's going on, family? I hope you guys are enjoying this information, but just in case if you was wondering, how could you get more one-on-one coaching just like this? First of all, you can ask just by typing it in the chat, or you can visit forstonconsultants.com/IMB. Again, the IMB stands for ILF Mastery Blueprint. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, let us know. This is exactly what we do. And again, don't spend all your time in this room today without asking questions. As you see, we're giving out a lot of great information. So make sure you ask your questions just to make sure that you fully understand it. And then also don't forget, we give you guys a free strategy call. So we want you to watch our webinar. That's also at forstonconsultants.com/webinars, but also soak up a lot of this information that we're giving you guys on YouTube, and then schedule a free strategy call so that we can get on the phone to talk about how fast can we get you started. Let's get back to the show.